this is Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for PNTV. That's Poetry's News and Twisted Views, where I just give y'all my opinion on a few topics that I found interesting in the news and a little breakdown about what's going on with them. It's not a full breakdown because I only got 30 minutes. I do this on my way to work. All right, child. I was going to talk about more in-depth politics, but I'm not. I'm just going to bring up the fact that Senator Mitt Romney decided that he was going to not run for re-election for his second term. Mitt Romney is a Republican senator that is representing the state of Utah. It's funny that I'm getting a lot of Utah stuff now that I've been to Utah, but yeah, he represents the state of Utah, and he decided he's not going to run for second term. He said he's too old for this shit. He too old for shit, and so is half of these fucking politicians. He was personally taking a dig at Joe Biden and Donald Trump on their age. He said next time he run, he'll be 76 years old. That's the same age that Joe Biden be, and Trump ain't too far behind. And like I said, he said that he wished some younger powers would step up, and it's time for the younger generation to really do something, put in some fucking footwork. And that's what his hope is. Now, as far as the presidential election, I don't even know who the fuck else running besides Biden. We ain't got no young options out there that I can speak of. I know people are saying that Kamala should run, but right now she's on the ticket with Joe Biden. So, you know, and as far as her running, I don't know where they getting this from that they think she should run. Put it that way. I mean, I would call in Michelle, and she wasn't even a politician before I called her Kamala Harris, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, so that's all the politics I'm gonna talk about. I'm not gonna talk about nothing else that got to do with the DGT, Dumb Donald and the other 18. I'm not gonna talk about that. So we're gonna keep it moving. After a 14-day manhunt, y'all, Danilo Cavalcantes was arrested after escaping from a Philadelphia prison 14 days ago. He led over 100 law officials on a deep hunt and was only 1.5 miles away from the damn prison. He supposedly escaped crawling through the storage drain, or crawling through the sewer drain, crawling through a drain. That's how he escaped out of the prison. You can see him on video footage crab crawling underneath the fence line. Now, I'm gonna call him by his first name, what the hell is it? Danilo Cavalcante. And I know I'm gonna mess Cavalcante up a lot. And maybe I won't. But anyway, Danilo was in jail for murder, child. He had unalived, he had unalived his girlfriend by stabbing her 38 times in front of her children. He was looking at a life sentence. He said, I'm going to get me a 14-day vacation before this life sentence starts. Now, the crazy thing is, Danilo was already a fugitive from Brazil. And he's still wanted in Brazil right now for killing somebody else. How he get to stay in America, I don't even know. They just deported his sister, though. Now, his sister didn't help him escape, but his sister refused to help the police track him down. Now, they had his mama on TV, you know, telling him, please turn yourself in, this, that, and other. And the sister said she wasn't having none of that. I'm not finna do none of that. So they gonna deport her ass because she wouldn't assist them with getting him locked up. How he get in the country, I don't know. Now, how his sister got in the country and why she getting deported, she came over on an actual visa, and her visa expired. So she overstayed her visa, and so they gonna deport her because of this now. Child, Danilo gonna be gone for a long time unless he find a way to escape again. Apparently, this is not the first escape in Philadelphia this year. Early this year, 2 other men escaped from a Philadelphia prison. What is going on with y'all prison systems that it's so easy for the prisoners to get out? 3 escapees in one city. They was in 2 separate prisons. But come on, Philadelphia, what y'all doing there? Now, I'm not one for the prison system as a whole. I think criminals who do the crime, especially crimes such as unaliving people, should damn sure be locked up. Okay? Criminals against, the country should damn sure be locked up. Criminal that hurt children should be locked up. Criminal that rape anybody should be locked up. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel about it. Shit like smoking marijuana or things like that. Speeding tickets. You shouldn't lock people up for that. I really don't think so. I really don't think men should be locked up for child support. Make them motherfuckers pay. How they gonna pay if they in jail? What good is them going to jail doing for the child? As far as money, their financial responsibility. So I don't think they should be locked up for that either. But anywho, move on, child. As far as other court shit going on, Jonathan Majors, we still ain't in trial with him. Okay, his court date done been pushed back again. It's now September 15th. This time, the prosecution claimed that they was ready to go. Okay, they submitted in whatever certificates they were supposed to submit into the court so they can get the case started. And the defendant, his lawyers, Jonathan Majors' lawyers, took a look at the paperwork and said, this shit ain't right. Okay, so they had to delay the court case again because the paperwork that the damn prosecution sent in wasn't accurate. Was it another delay tactic by the prosecution to pretend that they was ready and then submit paperwork in that they knew was incorrect, that they knew wouldn't fly, that they knew was done wrong? They didn't have no new rookie on the case. This person ain't new. You know how to submit in court documents to get a case started, get a trial started. And they submitted in invalid certificates, so therefore the case could not move forward again. By the time Jonathan Majors' ass go to court, child, people gonna forgot all about the case itself and gonna be focused on this damn movies because Marvel has decided to go forward with everything that Jonathan Majors was supposed to be involved in. He in the Loki series, I think he in a movie, and they moving forward with Jonathan Majors. Matter of fact, Jonathan Majors got another movie deal I think that he in. I can't remember what it was. I meant to write it down, but I didn't. And so he moving forward. It seems like this case is gonna be delayed forever. They probably gonna come up with some other excuse next month. The power out in the courthouse, something gonna happen next month when he gonna be delayed again. Now there is another little preliminary hearing to fix the certificates, and Majors don't have to show up for that one, so he ain't got to come back to court. I said September 15th. It might be September 21st. It's one of them two. I think it's the 15th, child. Okay, do y'all remember that TV show, The 70s Show? I watched it briefly with Fizz. He's the most popular character that I remember. Fizz. Danny Masterson was on it. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis was on it. Okay. Only character whose name I remember is Fizz. I don't know what his real name is. And I don't remember what all the rest of what their characters was called. But Danny Masterson was the one who was like the dummy that lived in his van. The whole, didn't he sleep with everybody on the show? Probably Fez too. Ain't no telling. Anyway, his perverted ass, well, I thought his character was perverted on the show. He was the one character I really didn't like at all. I just felt he was full of perversions, and they amplified that on the show itself. But this is supposed to be the 70s, and that's how that time period was, that they was just nasty, perverted ass people back in the time frame. Well, Danny Masterson got sentenced 30 years to life for raping 2 women. Okay, there was actually 3 women who filed charges against him back in 2020. He pled not guilty in 2021. They had a mistrial originally in 2022. Out of the 12 jurors, only 2 of them thought he was guilty. They had to have a unanimous decision in this case out in LA, right? So only 10 out of the 12 jurors at the time did not believe he was guilty, so they had a mistrial, right? So they retried him again, and this time he was found guilty. 3 charges for each woman, I think is what it was. Am I mixing it up with another story? Hold on, let me see. I got my notes, but I got my notes. I'm trying to pay attention to the person right on the back of me as well. How many cases? Master age 47, since 30 years of life. He eligible for parole in 25 and a half years. He's found guilty. He's found guilty back in May. I hadn't heard nothing about this case, y'all, but so he was arrested. He been out on a $3.3 million bail since he first was arrested back in 2020. It don't say. I don't have the list of how many extra charges or counts that he got. But the third victim, because I said there was 3 women, but he was only convicted for 2. The third woman, the jury could not find enough evidence to substantiate her claim. So they made no decision about whether or not he was guilty or innocent in regards to her. I don't believe they could charge him a third time. They may be able to. I don't know if that's considered a mistrial on her particular thing since they all went to court together. I don't know for sure. I'm going to try to look and find out. Now, apparently, all these incidents happened in the home of Danny Masterson. And there actually was a 4th woman, but the 4th woman had filed charges 3 years earlier in 2017. I did not find out any information about what happened with that case. Apparently he's still walking free and nobody, well, he was out on bail anyway for the other 3. I don't know what happened in that case, but that girl was supposedly a former ex-girlfriend of his, a former girlfriend of his. And she also claimed that he raped her as well. But yeah, 30 years to life. Now, Ashton Kutcher and Mila, they under the fire because they had actually wrote a character witness statement for Daddy to the courts to plead leniency for his doggone sentencing. Okay, they said he was a good guy, right? So Ashton Kutcher and Mila, the internet, they tore them the fuck up, especially Ashton, because they said Ashton is known or has a reputation of being a perv his damn self. They brought out some old interviews, some old clips where he was talking about Hillary Duff and how in her attractiveness or her sexual wantonness, Hillary Duff was a minor at the time. And he said that Hillary Duff was one of those girls that you can't wait till she turned 18 so he already looking at her with lustful eyes, and then he threw in her too, and the Olsen twins too. I don't know how old they were at the time of this interview, but they all were freaking minors. So those clips has been resurfacing, telling him he need to shut the fuck up. He can't give no character statement about anybody because his character is flawed. So Mila and Ashton came out and did a video. It looked like they was reading from a script that says they stand with the victims. Their character letter for Danny was not supposed to be a slap in the face to the justice system or to discount the truths of the victim. They just want to make sure they put that out there. I don't believe they ass at all. They thought their boy Danny was on the up and up. Didn't Fez, the guy who played Fez, didn't he complain about Danny before too? I thought so. Y'all let me know if y'all remember that situation. I'm gonna have to look that up again because I didn't look it up. Okay. Oh, I got a lot of stuff here. Okay. Where am I at? Oh, speaking of underage creeping. Okay, so I'm not on TikTok, but apparently there's this popular TikToker named Luke Rockwell. He's 29 years old. He's a teacher, but he's a teacher over in Bangkok, Thailand right now, right? Been over there for many years apparently. Well, Rockwell was just arrested for sleeping with one of his damn students or fans, a 16-year-old. Now in Thailand, the age 15 is legal to have sex. However, in order to have sex with somebody between the ages of 15 through 18, you have to be married to them. And he's not married to this young lady. Now I know that's statutory rape here in America. Well, actually, she had turned 16, so depending on what state you live in, 16 is legal in America in a lot of states. But the fact that he was her teacher is what got me. He was teaching at Bangkok Christian College, which is a high school, and this is where he's meeting these students at. Now, back in March, according to his mother, he had met that's when him and the daughter hooked up, and at that time he was using condoms. This is according to the mother. But this last particular time that they got together, somewhere along the way they stopped using condoms, and this last particular time they got together, Rockwell gave the young lady gonorrhea. Now the mother is pissed and upset and shocked and appalled that he sleeping with her daughter in that way. He has defiled her in such a way. Okay. Now she claims that Rockwell told her that he was in love with her daughter, and that once she became of age, he would take her back to America and marry her. Well, actually, he didn't say marry her. He said that once she become of age, he would take her back to America. That's what she said. Now, this shocked and appalled nature, I ain't buying from the mama. I ain't buying from the mama. Now, they took the little girl to the hospital and found out that she had gonorrhea. So they was able to prove that on August 30th. So once they found out she had gonorrhea, that's when the mama went to the police to report Luke Rockwell. What it sounds like to me was this mama was pimping out her motherfucking daughter to get her daughter to America. And it just so happened, in the event that Rockwell didn't come through on his promise to get her to America, she's soiled now. Because now she got the gonorrhea. Now she burning. Now she got the clap, you know what I'm saying, happening down in between the thighs and shit like that. I think this mama and this daddy knew very well what was going on with her and this teacher, this 29-year-old man. And just the fact that she got burnt and they had to go to the hospital is the only reason why she complaining. Because in her statement, she said that she not here for money or compensation. She just want everybody. Only reason she not complaining to the police for money. She don't care about the compensation. She just want to let people know how evil he is. Well, wasn't he evil back in March when he first started sleeping with your daughter? It wasn't until he burnt your daughter that now he evil. Child, it's a mess. But Rockwell knew what the fuck he was doing. He knew what he's doing. That's why he over in Thailand fucking teenagers instead of here in America doing it. And of course he from fucking Florida. He from Melbourne, Florida. Florida ass men got some creepy ass men. They do some stupid ass shit. Y'all heard of the Florida man stories. It's always somebody in Florida fucking up something. Oh gosh, it makes horrible. But yeah, I think for a fact that the parents already knew what was going on. They was hoping for a come up using their daughter. It's been a common thing. But men going over there sleeping with underage girls is a common thing as well. Ain't that where the passport boys are at over in Thailand, or they over in Taiwan? It's similar environment, over there just fucking underage kids and shit like that. I don't know if the passport boys fucking underage kids. I didn't watch their whole story, but I know that's where they at trying to get their freak on, or over in Asia, some goddamn where trying to get their freak on. But there has been at least a couple other men. I think one from America, one from Canada. I'm not sure if they was over there teaching as well. But yeah, they got some serious ass time, 10 to 20 years. Not Masterson. What's the boy name? Rockwell. He looking at up to 5 years in prison plus a $10,000 fine. $10,000 equates, their $10,000 equates to $280 US. So he's looking at $280 US fine. Right now he is out on bail. Okay. Where am I going now? I'm talking fast. The last and final story, child. The last and final story. This one is disgusting. So there's these two YouTubers, Ruby Frank and Jody Hildebrand. I do not recall ever watching any channel of theirs. Passenger 8 was Ruby Frank's. They have this Connection podcast. They had several other channels. I don't recall ever watching their channels. However, I know the name Ruby Frank and I know the name Jody Hildebrand. I don't know if I know it just because of YouTube, because I like family vlogs. I like watching family vloggers. But I don't recall ever watching these ladies' channel. When I saw their pictures, Ruby Frank looked familiar, and I'm like, damn, so maybe I have seen her. I don't know. Basically, they are family vloggers, and they have Judy and Ruby had got together to sell co-parenting techniques, lessons, classes, whatever, master classes to other parents. They supposed to be specialists in parenting. They are Mormon, and the reason why I'm bringing that up because that is part of the defense of why they were so strict on their children. I know Ruby Frank's channel had over 2 million viewers. A lot of those viewers complained about the parenting styles and techniques that these two women have used. Ruby Frank was accused, had one viewer said that Ruby Frank had taken away her child's bedroom for a year as punishment once upon a time. Her daughter forgot her lunch or something like that, and she sent the school called about getting her daughter some lunch, and she refused to take lunch to her daughter as punishment for her. They took away their Christmas one time, which Christmas is ain't something that's a necessity for life, but they took away their Christmas gifts one particular time, and made them scrub the floors as punishment. I forgot what the reason was, but there are certain things like that that viewers have complained about. That they've complained to YouTube, left, right, up, and down over the past few years, especially since Jody and Ruby hooked up, which was about 3 years ago. That these viewers have complained to YouTube, and YouTube has done nothing to their channels. Now, we would get shut down. Regular asshole people like me would get shut down just for saying a cuss word. Thank goodness I haven't been. But somebody's reporting child abuse, they don't get shut down or looked into. YouTube said that they didn't violate any community status they were of. That's because they were making money. With 2.3 million viewers just on Ruby's channel alone, not on Jody's and not on their, just on Ruby's channel alone, 2.3 million viewers, they was making money for YouTube. YouTube don't give a fuck about shit like that. So they wouldn't go shut them down. This video probably gonna be censored because I'm talking about their ass. Every time I do talk about their ass, my video get limited ad viewership, whatever. So they have been complaining for years. Neighbors of Ruby Frank and of Jody Hildebrand have also complained to local authorities about their abusive ways, their alleged abusive ways in regards to children that have been around them as well. And local authorities have done nothing as well. There have been several incidents, they said, that the police have been called to the homes of these two women, and the police did nothing. Again, where are they located? Fucking Utah. What is going on with Utah? In Provo, Utah, the place that I was supposed to go visit, the same place where that man threatened to unalive Joe Biden and got shot down by the FBI. Yes, that Provo, Utah, the same fucking place. We didn't make it to Provo on my trip, y'all. That's where these people are at, right? In a heavily Mormon community. They got sentenced, y'all. They finally got arrested and sentenced for 6 counts of aggravated child abuse. So on this particular day, just recently, I want to say August 28th. I might have the date wrong. But the son and one of the sons, a 12-year-old, out of Frank, Ruby has 6 kids. The 12-year-old son was at Jody Hildebrandt's house. And he escaped. And the news media is reporting this as escaped. I'm just going to say he left. He left her house and went down to a neighbor's house and told the neighbors to call the police. He was thirsty, he was hungry, and he wanted their help. Okay? So the 911 tape call, I listened to it, and you could tell the man that was on the phone was frustrated as hell as he was talking to the police, trying to get an understanding why this boy looked like he did. He was hungry, he was shaking, he was trembling, he had sores all over him, had duct tape on his hands and duct tape on his ankles. Oh, child. So, since this incident happened, since the 12-year-old got away, asked for help, asked him to call the police, now the police intervenes. So they arrested Jody Hildebrand, and they also arrested Ruby Frank, 6 counts each of aggravated child abuse. There was claims of malnutrition. There was claims of physical injury to include torture. There was claims of mental abuse. There was just a few. Those are a few of the things that they were charged with. They are looking at 15 years per count. The judge has denied both of them bail in this situation. They had the bond hearing was live stream. The live stream crashed, baby, because they had over 1,300 people trying to get into that stream at one time. But the judge denied both of them bail, so they are in jail. Why the husband is not locked up, I don't understand. Because according to a lot of the YouTube videos, all the channels are currently removed now. But according to the YouTube videos, the husband, Kevin Frank, was just as involved as the 2 women. Although the husband's lawyer is saying how much of a decent human being he was. How you married to this woman all this time on YouTube, all this time with her, involved in everything that she doing as well, and not protecting your fucking kids, and you a decent human being. Fuck that. No, fuck that. Okay. I think Hildebrand now is claiming that she is sick. She went to jail and now she's sick, so she need medical care. She want to be removed. Y'all realize that every time these motherfuckers go to jail, they claim they sick. Like even with the Proud Boys said, I can't eat the food here, it's making me sick, so they sick, so they can't stay in jail. That's the first thing they claim, is that they sick, because the jail's supposed to make sure that they eat. So they claiming they sick, I can't eat the food, whatever. So, yeah, Ruby would restrict the children from food. She allegedly tied them up. Evidence of physical abuse was noted. I talked about this, taking away the son's bedroom for years for punishment. Ruby's own sister, matter of fact, her whole entire family is saying they want them to be locked up forever. Apparently, at least for the last 3 years, they stated that her relationship with Jody Hildebrand, along with Kevin, the husband, and their business connections, has caused a lot of turmoil for the family. And the family had also been calling authorities to have them step in. They tried to do everything legally possible that they knew of to step in and protect these children, which nothing happened. So the family, her own sister, mother, all them other cousins, whatever, I ain't sure specifically, but I know the sisters for sure, is basically saying, lock their ass up forever, okay? Ruby Frank's oldest daughter It's also saying when got the word that her mother was incarcerated or locked up as well, she said finally, your own child is happy that you getting locked the fuck up because of the abuse that she has endured in her life, allegedly. Okay. Now these charges that they have been, the 6 accounts of aggravated child assault, child abuse, are only for 2 of the children. Now, I had conflicting news reports. One report, I thought in the 911 call that the 12-year-old boy said that there was only one other sibling that was back at Jody's house, which was the 10-year-old. And the police went and rescued her from Jody's care. And some of the same signs that were presented on the 12-year-old boy, she was presented with as well. They saw evidence of that on the 10-year-old girl as well, especially the malnourishment. So the other 4 children, they have been taken into Child Protective Services. The police haven't even interviewed or talked to them yet. So there may be more charges coming. Again, this is just for 2. The oldest daughter, I don't know if she was living with where she was at the particular time. Is she one of the 4, or is the 10-year-old the oldest daughter? I'm not sure. No, when I looked at the picture of them, it was a girl that was older than the 12-year-old boy. But anyway, they're all in Child Protective Services. The father, Kevin, is saying that he's going to do everything in his power to get his children back in his care. Now, he has split up from Ruby. I don't know when they split up, but when they say they all linked up with Jody 3 years ago, he was still very much a part of the family. And like I say, according to a lot of the viewers, he was on the channel. They was on the channel showing the type of abuse that or the type of parenting that they would do to these kids. And he was very much involved. But they say, I don't know when he got separated from Ruby, but the family is like, lock his ass up too. The family is saying he is very much involved as well. Dude, we stopped. What the fuck you hitting your gas for? So they are looking at, like I said, 15 years per charge. Are they also looking at a fine? And $10,000 fines as well. Well, they're supposed to go back to court on September 21st. Now, in this last court session that they had, Ruby accused one of the sons of sexually assaulting their siblings and other family members. One of the siblings that he sexually assaulted then turned and started sexually assaulting other family members as well. Now, when I heard shit like that, being a victim of sexual assault as a child and knowing others that have similar situations to that, it's very plausible that that was a learned behavior. Ruby is saying that her child, the one who was molesting the other siblings, started watching porn at the age of 3. And this is where this behavior came from. Where the fuck they get the porn from? Why wouldn't you monitor it better? Apparently, the child confessed to the bomber back in May, and that's how she found out. She claimed that she didn't know that he had been doing this for years. Hold on. Yeah, she claimed that he had been doing this for years, and she didn't know. The child just confessed back in May. But since May, what have you done about this situation if your child is going through something like that, where they are sexually assaulting their family members? One of the other victims, their parent was supposed to testify or make a statement in court to that effect, that the child has been sexually abusive to other children in the family, including her own. There's no other information about that, though. that I was able to see. I don't know if it's going to be brought back up in the September 21st trial. I don't know if Ruby is trying to use that as justification of why she abused her children, or why she allegedly abused her children. What was the point of her bringing that up to the courts? I didn't get it. I didn't understand. I don't have no fucking good news in this PNTV, y'all. That's all I researched, child. It's just more arrest, more shit. Did I forget anything? Mitt Romney, the Delo Cavalcante, Jonathan Majors, Danny Masterson, Luke Rockwell, Ruby Frank, and Jody Hildebrand. Frank is age 41, Jody Hildebrand age 54. If y'all needed to know that. I'll try to keep following on some of these stories, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Peace.